For decades, building a tech giant felt almost frictionless. You could scale globally and count on consumers to trade privacy for convenience without hesitation. This chart tracks how that dynamic has changed. Public trust in artificial intelligence has dropped to just 26%. That loss of confidence is now manifesting in boos for college speakers and even violent threats against executives. At the same time, the hardware market is slowing down, and government are passing strict new regulations that make growth much harder to achieve. Navigating these pressures is no longer optional. To stay relevant, companies are finding they must adjust how they engineer their hardware, how they talk to their customers, and how they handle government policy. OpenAI is currently attempting to manage its reputation by bringing in Lehane. He is a veteran of the White House and the crypto industry who specializes in helping companies navigate major public relations crises. Lehane is pushing a strategy called reverse federalism. Instead of waiting for a stalled federal government to act, he is lobbying individual states to pass identical bills, trying to create a national standard one state at a time. He is also using a super PAC with over $100 million in funding to oppose politicians who favor strict AI safety laws, a tactic he used previously to help the crypto industry gain a foothold in Washington. Apple is taking a different approach. Rather than fighting regulators, they are choosing to strictly follow a new wave of global child safety mandates. In Australia, Apple is removing the 15+ rating from the App Store, which automatically moves many apps into a more restrictive 16+ category. In Vietnam, they're implementing a specific 4-tier age system to match local laws. These moves show that tech companies can no longer bypass the government. They are either working to shape the law directly or ensuring they follow it to the letter. For hardware makers, survival means breaking existing monopolies. Soundcore is attempting to challenge Apple's AirPods, not by tweaking software, but by developing their own dedicated silicon called the Thus AI chip. This chip slices incoming sound into 384,000 data points every second, setting a Guinness World Record for call clarity. It also addresses the detail loss during Bluetooth compression, recovering about 65% of the audio information normally destroyed when listening wirelessly. While Soundcore is building its own technology to be independent, SwitchBot is taking a more symbiotic approach. Their wallet finder is only 2.5 millimeters thick, about the height of 2 credit cards. It doesn't try to build its own location network. Instead, it uses Apple's Find My system to tap into hundreds of millions of active iPhones. Success in hardware now requires a choice. You either build the proprietary technology to challenge the market leaders, or you design your products to live within their existing ecosystems. Growth is also becoming a matter of geography. As the Chinese market becomes more competitive, Apple is shifting its focus for the iPhone 17 toward Latin America. This shift has led to an 80% explosion in sales in Mexico. Apple achieved this by moving some production into the country and taking advantage of a delayed product launch from Samsung. This chart shows the scale of the challenge for software developers. Rockstar Games is estimated to have spent $1.5 billion on Grand Theft Auto 6, a budget that makes even other blockbuster games look small. To manage the risk of such a massive budget, Rockstar is being extremely selective with their marketing. They have gone a full year without releasing a trailer, using that silence to build organic demand and curiosity before the game launches. When traditional markets reach their limit and development costs rise, companies are finding success by moving into new regions and using unconventional ways to keep their audience's attention. These changes are creating a group of tech companies that operate very differently than they did just a few years ago. OpenAI now functions with the focus and intensity of a political campaign just to stay ahead of public and regulatory backlash. Soundcore is behaving like a specialized chip manufacturer to compete in audio, while Rockstar is using silence as a primary tool to manage the hype of its billion-dollar project. Apple is securing its future by navigating complex safety laws and moving its hardware focus into emerging markets in the South. Simply having the best technology is no longer a guarantee of success. The companies thriving in 2026 are the ones that have adjusted their core business to handle the specific pressures of this new market.